15th and 16th of October, we had the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, multilateral body, and the heads of government meeting was scheduled in Pakistan ages ago, and they chose 14th of October for the same purpose. Now this shows the malafide, and I don't want to take you too long back. I can take you to 2014, when we were in governance. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was governing, and I was the third time Finance Minister of Pakistan. They again chose the D Chowk, the red zone, to protest, and came here. And the cause for protest was that in the 2013 elections, there were 35 seats were rigged. They called it 35 punctures. And I negotiated with them. The high-profile visits had to be postponed. They were requested even to postpone it for 3 days, but they had reached the D Chowk, just opposite the parliament, and they were here 126 days. I personally negotiated with my team, with this political party, and eventually they said they had given hand-picked names of the Supreme Court judges, led by the Chief Justice, the then Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, to hold a judicial inquiry. We agreed as a government, because we want a peaceful, entire process. So they packed up after that, and the report is still available on record. That the report said there were no 35 seats were not rigged. It was a normal, small irregularities which happen in any country. So the 35 seats were declared. The agreement I had with the leader of that party and their team in written, in presence of media, they said if we approved that the 35 punctures or the rigged seats are not there, we will apologize from the nation, that apology never came. So I'm talking 2015. So you see, this is the history, and this is most unfortunate. As he explained that this law, we have now legislated it for the purpose because you are very dear to us, and your security is very dear to us, perhaps more than our own security, because you are our valued guest. You are representing our friendly and brotherly countries. So we enacted a law. It used to be through executive orders. Now there's a law of the parliament that bars that you cannot protest in the red zone, number one. Number two, if you have to do any peaceful protest, then obviously there is a procedure. You have to apply to the district magistrate, get the permission, and then hold your peaceful rally. But they have a history of always, unpeaceful rallies. You go in the history of last 1 decade, so you will find this has happened. So when they announced the 24th, the business community of this area, they went to the Islamabad High Court, again, the Apex Court of Pakistan, and the court, on the writ petition of the business community, stated, number one, that you cannot hold the rally in red zone, number one, and the Islamabad area. Number two, that government should engage with them and negotiate a point where they can have peaceful rally and sitting. The government obviously tried its best. We engaged the Minister of our Ministry of Interior engaged them. There was long sessions of 3 days, but nothing came out. They were still insistent that law or not law, we will come in the red zone. So unfortunately, the history of lawlessness of this party.
नायब वज़ीर-ए-आज़म और वज़ीर ख़ारजा इसाक डार सफ़रा से गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे। उनका कहना था कि इस्लामाबाद में रेड जोन में सिक्योरिटी हमेशा हमारी तरजीह रही है और इस हवाले से खुसूसी क़वानीन नाफिज किए गए हैं। उन्होंने कहा कि किसी भी तरह के एहतजाज के लिए मकामात का तयन किया गया है। 24 नवंबर को गैर मुल्की वफ़द पाकिस्तान के दौरे पर था। एक जमात ने हैरान कुन तौर पर 24 नवंबर के अहम मौके पर एहतजाज का ऐलान कर दिया। उन्होंने कहा कि माजी में इस जमात ने इंतखाबात में धांधली के इल्ज़ाम पर भी एहतजाज किया। इस जमात की जानिब से 35 पंक्चर्स का बयानिया भी बनाया गया। जुडिशल इंक्वायरी में साबित हुआ कि कोई भी इंतखाबी धांधली नहीं हुई है। वज़ीर ख़जाना इसाक डार कहते हैं कि इस्लामाबाद में रेड जोन की सिक्योरिटी हमेशा से हमारी तरजीह रही है। नायब वज़ीर आज़म और वज़ीर ख़ारजा इसाक डार सफ़रा से गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे और उन्होंने कुछ माजी के हवाले भी दिए और ख़ास तौर पर ये जो धरना जमात हर आए रोज़ एक ढिंडोरा पीटती है, पाकिस्तान के मफाद को दाव पे लगाती है, उस हवाले से वो सफ़रा से गुफ्तगू करते हुए कहते हैं कि इस्लामाबाद में रेड जोन में सिक्योरिटी जो है वो हमेशा हमारी तरजीह रही है और इस हवाले से खुसूसी कवानीन भी नाफिज किए गए हैं। इसाक डार कहते हैं कि 24 नवंबर को बेलारूस के सदर ने इस्लामाबाद आना था। एक सियासी पार्टी ने उसी दिन एहतजाज की कॉल दी। स्टेट गेस्ट की आमद के मौके पर एहतजाज की कॉल क्यों दी गई थी? इसे सियासी पार्टी की बदनीयती साबित हो जाती है और सियासी पार्टी ने रेड जोन में एहतजाज करने पर बेजा इसरार किया। उन्होंने कहा कि किसी भी तरह के एहतजाज के लिए मकामात का तयन किया गया है। 24 नवंबर का जिक्र करते हुए कहते हैं कि 24 नवंबर को गैर मुल्की वक्त पाकिस्तान के दौरे पर था। खासतौर पर बेलारूस के जो सदर थे उन्होंने इस्लामाबाद आना था। एक जमात ने हैरान कुन तौर पर 24 नवंबर के अहम मौके पर एहतजाज का ऐलान कर दिया, जिससे उनकी बदनीयती साबित हो गई। माजी में इस जमात ने इंतखाबात में धांधली के इल्ज़ाम पर भी एहतजाज किया था। इस जमात की जानिब से 35 पंक्चर्स का जो बयानिया है वो भी एक घड़ा गया, बनाया गया। जुडिशल इंक्वायरी में साबित हुआ कि इस तरह की कोई भी धांधली नहीं हुई है। हुकूमत पाकिस्तान पुरअज़्म है कि पाकिस्तान को एक पुरसुकून मुल्क बनाने के लिए कोई कसर उठाना रखी जाएगी। उनका यही कहना था कि धरना देना या जुलूस करना जो है जमहूरियत का हुस्न तो है, लेकिन पुरअमन तरीके से होना चाहिए। यहाँ पे मुल्क का मफाद दाव पे नहीं लगना चाहिए। और ये कहते हैं कि PTI ने हैरान कुन तौर पर अहम मौके के ऊपर एहतजाज की कॉल दी, जिससे उनकी सियासी पार्टी जो है उसकी बदनीयती साबित होती है। माजी में PTI ने इंतखाबात में धांधली के इल्ज़ाम पर एहतजाज किया था। उन्होंने कहा कि इस जमात की जानिब से 35 पंक्चर्स का झूठा बयानिया भी गढ़ा गया। जुडिशल इंक्वायरी जब सामने आई तो उसमें साबित हुआ कि कोई भी धांधली नहीं हुई थी। कानून के मुताबिक रेड जोन में कोई एहतजाज नहीं किया जा सकता।
So for any government, imagine if you were in governance in any country and such situation happens, what would you do? So let me take you forward. We've offered, as per the Islamabad High Court, instructions, an alternate Sanjarani. I'm sure most of you would have seen. It's not too far away. It's suburbs of Islamabad. If you want to protest, peaceful protest, sit there. If you want to have political sit-in, like last time you were 126 days, sit there. There's no problem. You have every constitutional right of freedom and all these things. But freedom and human rights not at the cost of, lawlessness, at the cost of extra constitutional and extra legal actions, and taking action and putting the life and the property not only of Pakistanis but in red zone also of the diplomatic enclave and our very valued ambassadors and high commissioners and their teams and the missions. So it's simply the government can't afford it. So we decided that once they were hell-bent, that they would come, they will stay here. So they did come, and as you know that we demonstrated a complete patience. The law enforcement agencies, they were not given any live ammunition. Number one, they were given water cannons, they were given tear gas, they were given the batons, but not the live ammunition. And we had 3 tier, because once they reached and breached just a square away from the red zone, the last square, and they reached there, then we had no choice but invoke constitutional Article 245, where you can call the army in aid of the civil law enforcement agencies. We did it. And but the army was never in the forefront, number one. The army remained at the third defense line. The army remained to protect the diplomatic corps, to the federal institutions, the parliament, the president house, the prime minister house. On the front lines were the police and the rangers, which are law enforcing agencies. So you see the process went on and on. And let me assure you, and there is, you'll find it, they had all the resources of the provincial government. Now, where it has been written in any part of the world that there is a federation and federating units, that you use the public resources to mobilize, you use the public resources, you use the gas shells, you have all the ammunition, and you bring to the federal capital, where all the federal institutions are functioning, and they are the ones who collect the revenue and disperse the revenue to the federating units. No federating unit has the right to walk and think that they will just march over the capital. So you see, this is very unfortunate. I'm sorry, since there were a number of confusion and queries, I thought it's better that I just talk to you and take you into confidence. You are part of Foreign Office community, and this is the office we interact with all of you. So again, the social media is a curse. We all know that. I mean, they are masters in the last decade or so to spread fake news. I mean, it's unbelievable.
नायब वज़ीर-ए-आज़म और वज़ीर ख़ारजा इसाक डार सुफरा से गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे। उनका ये कहना था कि इस्लामाबाद में रेड जोन में सिक्योरिटी हमेशा हमारी तरजीह रही है और इस हवाले से खुसूसी कवानीन भी नाफिज किए गए हैं। किसी भी तरह के एहतजाज के लिए मकामात का तयन किया गया है। 24 नवंबर को गैर मुल्की वक्त पाकिस्तान के दौरे पर था। एक जमात ने हैरान कुन तौर पर 24 नवंबर के अहम मौके पर एहतजाज करने का ऐलान कर दिया था और माजी में भी